came here in 1964 with my parents. I had just started work in Glasgow, and my father was working out here in Cumbernauld building the old town centre, and he thought this would be a marvellous place to come and live. He liked the housing and whatever, and he persuaded my mother to move out here. So, well, we lived in a housing scheme in Glasgow, and I suppose we were a lot luckier than people that lived in the old city tenements. But it was just my father was really taken with Cumbernauld when he came here to work. But it was exciting as well, because when we came here, you had to go do your shopping in converted houses. They used it's where actually Farm Foods is now in Cumbernauld town centre. The houses behind them were used as shops, and then of course when the town centre was finished, everybody, got the houses, It was more or less you were walking into what would be people's kitchens, and that's just all that we had, and you had to go way down to the big house to pay your rent and whatever, but once the town centre was up and running, of course, that was it. The town centre was a marvellous place when it was first built, and we had lots of shops, and we had good shops, and lots of nice cafes and everything. And the bigger it's got, and as your years have gone by, it's not so good. And it's in a state of disrepair, and then previous owners and probably current owners as well, they're just not maintaining it the same. And we've lost a lot of shops, but then that can be said about everywhere just now, but it was a beautiful town centre one time. The building itself in the town centre had a sort of futuristic look, and I remember the penthouses, sadly all locked up now because they have decayed inside, but I was up in the penthouses a couple of times and they were stunning, and I kind of fancied one of them, to be honest, because I thought just above the shops, I thought I can go downstairs in my slippers and no jacket or anything, back up again. But no, I mean, they were really lovely, and they were lit to go to wreck and ruin as well. It's just so changed, we get things, then we lose things, and then we've been promised for years we're going to have a new cinema, and it never happens, and we keep getting shown plans of what the town centre will be in the future and that, and I don't think it'll be in my day. Two of my fondest memories. One was of the Link Community Education Centre. They had family groups and various other groups, but I could go there and take my children with me, and then we'd go there a couple of days a week. We'd go there on a Saturday morning and whatever. Then I started to work part-time with community ed, and I took youth clubs and children's clubs and everything, so those are all gone, and they were great fun. I actually just enjoyed being there with them, because I could mix in with the teenagers, but for the short time that we had the pictures, the cinema, I could take my children there because we just had to walk back, so that was good. One character I have in mind is Eddie Winship. He was 6'7" tall, quite well built, generously built, and he was part of a folk duo called the Edible Pair, because it was Eddie and and Bill, and he used to go to the folk club in the Old Cottage Theatre, and they performed a lot there. Sadly, I have since lost it because it was tapes, the old cassette tapes that they had recorded on. And the last I heard of Eddie Winship was when he moved to London, and he was apparently on a radio station there, so he'd be doing what he did best. But we had such fantastic nights up in the Cottage Theatre folk club. Someone came in one night with, I don't know who he was, the man, but he came in one night with bagpipes, and the roof just about lifted, you know, the tin roof just about lifted. But no, that, I think that's the most memorable person I can remember. And him being 6'7" tall, there was one time we went for, this was a restaurant in Abram Hill, I can't remember what it was called because it's so long ago, and the two of us went in there for a meal one time, and I'm 5'7", and of course I had 3-inch heels on in those days, so I would be about 5'10", and he was 6'5", and we walked into this Indian restaurant, and there's a fan going on the ceiling, and he noticed it sort of at a last minute and ducked, you know. But the thing was, the diners all sort of put the knife and fork down and went, you know, I says, I think they thought the Martians had landed because I were tall, or I'm tall, and Eddie, of course, at 6'7", was exceptionally tall, you know. So we must have looked a sight, really, coming into the restaurant, you know. But oh, they were fun days, absolutely fun days.